what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the one-on-one. We the hottest team under the sun. We bringing back that grit. Things about to get lit. You know how we coming. Ain't no new discovery. Come across that middle, you gon' need a long recovery. They asking if the U is back. Now we back to work, state of Miami intact. Crystal ball is back. Green tree is rocking. Don't need no beat. When we run through that smoke, you gon' feel that defeat. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. This ain't no fraternity, but we straight steppers. We bringing that heat, nobody doing it better. Your record got you flying high, make your wings stop, no lemon pepper. Orange and green is on top, the recruits know it's a new era. College game day at the route, we bout whatever. We a family, a real tribe, championship the vibe. You see the U on the helmet, you know the vibe. We stay swagged out, putting y'all to shame, no surprise. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. Championships the motto. 83, 87, 89, 91, 2001. We about to get us another one. Let's have some fun. Let's go. We bleed this orange and green. Don't get this confused. We working. Go run for shelter, cause we coming. It's a cane thing, y'all wouldn't even understand. Yeah. Let's go. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all about the you.
Lottery numbers coming up.
Canes over here. Hey, we got some canes over here. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the one-on-one. We the hottest team under the sun. We bringing back that grit. Things about to get lit. You know how we coming. Ain't no new discovery. Come across that middle, you gon' need a long recovery. They asking if the U is back. Now we back to work, state of Miami intact. Crystal ball is back. Green tree is rocking. Don't need no beat. When we run through that smoke, you gon' feel that defeat. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. This ain't no fraternity, but we straight steppers. We bringing that heat, nobody doing it better. Your record got you flying high, make your wings stop, no lemon pepper. Orange and green is on top, the recruits know it's a new era. College game day at the route, we bout whatever. We a family, a real tribe, championship the vibe. You see the U on the helmet, you know the vibe. We stay swagged out, putting y'all to shame, no surprise. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. Championships the motto. 83, 87, 89, 91, 2001. We about to get us another one. Let's have some fun. Let's go. We bleed this orange and green. Don't get this confused. We working. Go run for shelter, cause we coming. It's a cane thing, y'all wouldn't even understand. Yeah. Let's go. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all about the you.
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, Miami Hurricanes fans and my college football family? Happy Saturday. Yeah, it feels kind of weird to say that, right? We're doing a live stream that's not a watch party on a Saturday because the Canes already played yesterday. But boy, I wish it was today instead because I still have a very deep hatred for those Friday games. I'll be honest, y'all, I'm still not over it. Typically, I move on pretty quickly with the games, but this one kind of stuck with me for a bit. And I'm guilty, all right, of maybe getting a little too hyped up after the Notre Dame win, you know, whooping up on South Florida, taking it to Florida, seeing the Canes beat Florida State in person. Maybe I got a little bit too excited, a little bit too ahead of myself. But I feel like I really saw a ton of potential in this team. And what I want to do tonight is two things. I want to talk about the Louisville loss a little bit more because I'm getting a lot of pushback from people saying, Coop, you're overreacting. Take a chill pill, bro. It's not that big of a deal. It's just October. It's one loss. But I'm telling you, I'm probably going to double down on how I feel about this one because losing is for losers. We don't play to lose the game. We play to win the game. And Miami was a 13.5-point favorite. There was absolutely no reason to lose that game yesterday, and I'm still pissed about it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But then I also want to talk about how this potentially impacts the ACC title game and maybe even the playoffs. We're going to take a look at the ACC standings, how everyone else is looking after their games that they played today, because Miami is no longer undefeated in the conference. So we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. Still looking forward to hanging out with y'all. But I'm still pretty upset about it. Big boy! Welcome to the Canes fan, bro. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the love. I see a ton of people in here. Justin G, Chris, Bryce W, Patty Snow, Dion, Brian is awesome. Hunter Gray says, look, bro, you can more than welcome to come in here and talk trash. Louisville whooped our booty. They sure did. We got brommed again, and I'm still sick to my stomach. Salty ran in here. We got DP Buck, Katie, Universe, Road. I was trying to figure out. I'm reading Road Ashley Music, I believe. Rod Ashley Music. I am Battlefield. South to West. Rough day. Real rough day. I agree. Todd Fowler. Guess who? Bray. Appreciate y'all. Randy, man. Randy drove. How long did you drive, Randy? Randy drove a long ways to watch the Canes, and they took an L. I feel real bad for Randy. Fresh, Roy, WT7, GT Caleb. If I missed anybody, my apologies. Straight Street 6, Kyler, Goldie May, Jeff. Appreciate y'all being here. Light, Mo Money. Got some Georgia fans in here. So let's talk for a second. And I want to show you something. When I first started this, I said, you know what? Maybe I should apologize for the thumbnail because it might upset some people. I know that it's not easy to look at. And you know what? I said no. We should sit here and look at this. As a matter of fact, maybe I should print this off and hang it up right beside my bed so every morning whenever I go to get up, I have to look at this and be reminded of that loss that we took to Louisville. And you know what? I think that they should hang it up in the locker room, in every single locker. I think they should be forced to look at this once again, throwing the U upside down. Sick and tired of it. Louisville rolled up into Hard Rock as a 13.5-point dog, unranked, and beat Miami, who was supposedly the number 2 team in the country, but sure as heck didn't look like it last night. And I got a lot of pushback on my title as well. I'm not trying to make this about me. We're going to talk about the game. But I got a lot of pushback because I titled my react Exposed and Humiliated. And again, people said, Coop, you got to chill. But I meant it. Miami did get exposed a little bit. They showed that they can't just bully their way through the game. We got out schemed. And it was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Once again, social media is on fire with making fun of Miami Hurricanes fans and the football team. And we thought y'all said you were back, even though no Miami fans are saying this. It's just the media. But here we are again. Every year, all of the preparation in the offseason, everything that goes into this, you get one chance. 12 regular season games each year to make the most of them. And obviously I was worried about, once the ACC games got here, was worried about it specifically when we got to November. And here Miami craps the bed against freaking Louisville. And in no way am I trying to downplay Louisville either. Look, if you watched the preview and stuff, I gave credit to Jeff Brom, who is a fantastic play caller and top tier head coach. But it's still not a team that if you believe that Miami was a championship caliber team, we should be taking an L to. Absolutely not. So I'm still sick over it. Carson Beck did not play well at all. 4 interceptions, 5. If you count the one that got bailed out on, is absolutely unacceptable. Dawson, I don't know what to think anymore. I went from pay this man whatever he wants and needs to, you know what, maybe it's best that he does go ahead and move on, and maybe he'll get some head coaching offers and he'll do something else, because it's killing me, bro. It's killing me. And the thing is, it's just one game. It's just one loss, right? And we're going to talk about how the season is, in fact, not over yet. Yeah, I'm losing my mind and I'm freaking out, but the season is actually not over yet. There are plenty of things to play for, and we're going to get into it tonight. But I'm still just struggling to get over this Louisville loss. Coming off of a bye week with the extra time to prepare. Why not take an L? We always have battles against Miami. What are you talking about? We did take an L. You gave us props, but come on, Coop. Why not take an L? We always have battles against Miami. We did take an L. That's what I'm saying. But you have to understand that the hype around Miami, the talks about Miami, was starting to be an undefeated season, an ACC title game, deep run in the college football playoffs. We'll talk about how the season is not over. You said you shouldn't take an L against us. We shouldn't. We should not take an L to Louisville. No, absolutely not. If you believe that Miami it was truly a number 2 team in the country, a top tier team. No, sir. Nope. Brom is a flat-out giant killer. I mean, he is. He is. Again, he's a great coach. He is. And it blew my mind how easily they came in there and just out-schemed Miami. Bain and Mesidor were a non-factor. You just scheme around it. Get the ball out quickly. Doesn't matter that Miller Moss is a statue. Can't sack him. Can't hang with those fast receivers, Lacey and Bell. And again, it's just one of those things where it triggered the PTSD a little bit, but it is a tad worrisome. Sometimes you have bad games. I don't want to start making excuses, but you do just have bad games. Obviously, Carson Beck was off, but it just seemed like all the preparation for the game, everything was just off. And if you want to hold the team to a high standard, I think it's fair to still be pissed off about it. And we'll talk about how there's still a future and everything here for the season. So if we take a look, I'm going to be all over the place. If we take a look at the remaining games for the Miami Hurricanes, it doesn't look too bad, right? They're going to stomp a mud hole in Stanford next week. But SMU is away. They beat Clemson today, which really doesn't mean a whole lot anymore, but they did beat Clemson today. Then we've got Syracuse, got NC State, Virginia Tech away in Blacksburg, and Pitt away. So it is still definitely a winnable schedule. But let's talk about 4 interceptions and only lost by 3 points. And that is true, right? So even off of those turnovers, the defense gave up 0 points off of Carson Beck's picks. The offense could just not get it going. Dawson's play calling was super predictable. Beck played a little scared, was trying too hard out there, playing like we were down 3 or 4 touchdowns. But here's why I'm telling you. So when people say, number one, we needed a loss, I'm going to double and triple down on it. Absolutely not. You didn't need a loss, because here's the problem. It took Miami out of the driver's seat in the ACC. Now, don't worry. Like I said, we can make it to the playoffs and not even go to the ACC championship game. I'm fully aware of that. We'll talk about it. But here's what's super frustrating. For me personally, this is a Coop thing. What I really wanted to see was Miami make it to the ACC championship game this year. That's really, really, really what I wanted to see. And the reason why I'm extra frustrated with it is because this loss takes Miami out of the driver's seat, and here's why. I'm going to let it read this out.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
You know what I hate so much is everyone saying that we are Cook or Beck is garbage the moment we lose a game. Like this is every fan. Shut up and press on. Go
I am
Kings.
Battlefield. Thank you for the big 20. But so here's my thing though. I can also vent my frustration with the loss, and it doesn't mean that I think Beck is trash. I can also scream and yell about the game and say it's unacceptable to lose it and not think that the season is over. You can do both. Now, obviously, there are some people that are going to the extreme, right? I've seen it. I saw the fire Mario Cristobal. I saw send Carson Beck packing. I'm not saying those things. Me personally. I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm not saying those things. In my opinion, Miami needed to lose. See, I don't care. My word carries no weight over Nick freaking Saban. You know what I'm saying? But you can't listen, bro. I never liked that saying. I don't, because guess what? And I can give you more than just this example. It's exactly what they said last year. They said Miami needed to lose to Georgia Tech. I've heard that so many times, it's insane. So absolutely not. You know what's better? Just again, I say this all the time: winning. Winning's better. But this is why this is so frustrating with the Louisville loss, because right now in the ACC, you have an undefeated Georgia Tech who just beat Duke today, so they're undefeated here in the ACC. You also have SMU, who is actually still undefeated in the ACC. We're purely talking conference games here, and you have Virginia, who is undefeated in the ACC, who's currently playing Washington State, so that's not a conference game. And here's the worst part about it. Let's get the negatives out of the way. Georgia Tech and Virginia don't play each other, and we don't play either of them. So I'm pissed because if Georgia Tech wins out the rest of their ACC games, which who do they have? They have Syracuse, NC State, Boston College, and Pitt. Winnable. Winnable for them. And if Virginia wins out their ACC games, North Carolina, Cal, Wake Forest, Duke, and Virginia Tech, there is a good chance that it's Virginia and Georgia Tech. There's still a ton of football left to be played, guys. We weren't expected to lose to Louisville. You best believe that Virginia could lose one of these games. They're not going to lose to North Carolina. It's possible that Georgia Tech could lose one of these games because we don't know yet. Injuries can happen. Upsets can happen. It's very possible. I just hate that Miami took themselves out of the driver's seat once again, and we have to sit back and watch everything else play out and hope that somebody else loses. You got to understand that I've seen that so many times that I just hate that feeling. I hate it. It's not impossible that Miami could end up in the ACC championship game still, but Miami has to win out, obviously. And then we have to hope that some other teams lose. Virginia beat Louisville, right? They beat them in OT. Yeah, so Virginia beat Louisville. We are going to see SMU, so we will get a shot at SMU here in about 2 weeks. But as of right now, at the time of this live stream, Miami is out of the driver's seat for the ACC title game. And that just really gets me burning up. Good to see you, Lundauer. I am Battlefield. I'll sit you up there atop the throne. What's that reference to? Is it it's not the video game, is it? Thank you for the love, my friend. Everybody can say whatever they want here. If you think I'm crazy and I'm overreacting, then say it. If you're panicking and you're freaking out, then that's okay too. That's all right too. Won't matter another Pop-Tart ball. And see, the thing is, so we can go ahead. I'm getting way ahead of myself here, but we can talk about the college football playoffs. Coop, you give Louisville credit and then you don't give us credit. What are we? I feel I'm not following you. I'm not following you. I'm talking about why I'm upset that Miami lost to Louisville. I can sit here and say Isaac Brown is a good running back. Miami should not have spurned him. I can sit here and say Jeff Brom is a good head coach and he's a great play caller. Louisville's defense is pretty stout. They came in with a great scheme and game plan. How much more do I have to clap for Louisville? I don't know what else to do.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
It's championship or bust for me. Ohio and Oregon ain't playing around. 4 interceptions. No excuse. None. I'm sorry, Co-op, but we have not ready.
I am capable of looking at it both ways. I can be out of my mind, upset and freaking out over this loss, and still say, but they can get better. They can win the rest of their games. I'm not saying that now Miami is going to go on a 4-game losing streak. Like, people are putting words in my mouth. I'm just, either way, bro, look. It is unacceptable to lose at home to a team that was a 13.5-point underdog. True or not true? Like, see, oh my gosh, bro. True or not true? If you want to believe, look, that's what I'm saying. You can be a one. Let's talk about the playoffs then. Here. Let's talk about the playoffs here. An 11-1 Miami would most likely be in. Miami wins out, they could miss the ACC championship game. Guess what? They could still be in the college football playoffs. You can have an off game. You can have an L. Miami didn't get their doors blown off. It was 24-21. It was still a close game at the end of the day. So it's not like it was a super convincing win when we're talking about the final score for Louisville. Did they dominate Miami overall in a lot of ways? Absolutely. 10-2 would not be a guarantee. That would be panicking a little bit here, but the margin for error is now paper thin. Y'all are trolling me at this point. Yeah, now y'all are trolling me at this point. Either way, we know the motto. It's one game at a time, and Miami will be tested. Looks winnable, but will be tested. Pitt is kind of sneaky good. You know, Virginia Tech with an interim head coach is what it is. Rhett Lashley will try to dial up something special. But the college football playoff hopes are still alive. Miami needs some things to happen to help them if they still want to have a chance at the ACC championship game. And it's just unfortunate that they're no longer in the driver's seat, because winning is always better than losing. And this did definitely expose some things. Miami has 2 go-to receivers. You have Malachi Toney and CJ Daniels. Where is anybody else? Where are the tight ends? What's the point of bringing Jordan Lyle back in the game if we're just going to run it up the middle every time? Mario did say we have a long way to go, FYI. Well, that's what every coach will say.
This is what it take.
You got to think about coach
To wear
speak.
you on the
No
side of your
coach is going to
helmet.
go to the podium and say we're winning a national championship this
Was
year.
Gaddis calling plays? Best QB is 10. Give him a package of plays. Bromwood. We never fix issues. The issues will last. The D scheme soft on every second, third and long. Give up chunks keeps D on field too long.
Yeah.
4 over center would
And-
clog middle when soft.
And that was rough, right? Again, still the defense definitely had a better night than the offense. But you knew, obviously they showed it early and you would have known that going on. You don't want Miller Moss taking sacks. So you got to get the ball out quickly. Yeah, but you got to know, again, that's Coach B. Thank you so much, Tucci, for the Big Ten. Thank you for the love. But penalties, again, continued undisciplined play, some selfish penalties, shooting ourselves in the foot. We're trying to get through all the negatives here. But ACC title game, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. Miami's offense is built for mobile QBs. Shouldn't drop out of the top 10. I don't care about the number. They can make Miami 10, 15, 20, 25, or take it away completely. Just want them to win. Just want them to win. And you got to understand that I'm not saying this year is not last year. It's not. It's a different roster. There's some different faces on the coaching staff. Our schedule is different. But I don't understand, though, why people get upset that other fans are upset when they say, here we go again. Because no matter what, that instantly floods into my brain. Yeah, if we play Malachi Tony, it would be crazy to see, right? Let's do some creativity stuff. Let's run some Wildcat. Let's direct snap it to Fletcher. Let's bring Malachi Tony over there. I know it's gonna be fine. Let me have my meltdown moment over this Louisville game. I thought about opening up the phone lines tonight if you guys are wanting to do it. I just really wanted to get some more frustrations out about Louisville. Like I said, in no way is it acceptable. ACC championship game gonna need some help. I don't think Georgia Tech is going to lose anymore. I don't know that Virginia is going to lose anymore. CFP hopes are still alive. Your playoff hopes are gone. That's not true. That's not even close to true. There's a lot of people who are in here trying to troll and stuff. Yep. Wherever the runs outside, they're not in the playbook. That's just why I say go ahead and put Jordan Lyle on the sideline. Go ahead. I want to apologize to him for what Dawson is doing to him. What's up, Yulaha? It's good to see you. I'm not giving up on the team. Again, people are jumping to conclusions for me. They're putting words in my mouth and they're taking what I'm saying a bit out of context. I'm not giving up on the team. I don't think the season is over. I don't know why you can't vent some frustration over taking a loss, but then also be level-headed enough to say there's still lots of possibilities for this season and things to play for. I'll say it and then people will just completely ignore that I just said that. But I have every right to be upset over that Louisville loss. Maybe we do open up the phone line. Dang it. Maybe we do. Let me see how the rest of Miami's opponents look, though, real quick. Let's go game by game. Nothing is a guarantee, of course. We found that out yesterday. But I would say most of us are probably feeling pretty good about the Stanford game. So
This is what it take.
they play Florida State late
To
tonight,
you
but they're already
on the side of
2-4.
your helmet.
It's always with the 2 QB
Oh,
shit
gosh,
last year
yeah.
GT and this year Louisville.
I'll be honest, I am Battlefield. I thought that they were just messing with Miami. Whenever they were talking about, you might see 2 quarterbacks. I was like, he's just trying to throw Miami's game planning off. And no, here we go. Man, all kinds of trickery there at the beginning. And that's really what sealed the deal for them. They didn't score a lot in the second, third, or fourth quarter, but they got up 14. And that's what we've talked about since in the React video and everything else after that. It put Miami in such a bad position. It took Miami out of their comfort zone. Thank you for the 5. Stanford at 2-4. I still think that Florida State ends up beating them late tonight. SMU is a tricky one because they're on a 3-game win streak after beating Clemson today. They'll have Wake Forest before they play Miami. But again, keeping in mind that's at SMU. I'm personally not making predictions. I just wanted to get another look at Miami's remaining opponents here, just to kind of get a vibe check and see how we're feeling a little bit. They're 5-2. I mean, that's not terrible. Again, still undefeated in the ACC. Syracuse, I don't want to hear it. They're 3-3. They took a big fat L to Duke. They took an L to SMU. Yes, they beat Clemson, but everybody's beating up on Clemson. They're playing Pitt right now, however. I don't know what the score to this game is. They're getting their butts kicked by Pitt, as expected. Okay. So then they've got NC State. After that, 4-3. They lost to Duke. They lost to the Hokies. They did beat Virginia, which was weird, but...
Coop, always great to see you online. My fear is that Miami spirals as it seems we always do when we get punched in the mouth late in the year.
That will be a great test. What do you think of the
Beck comment?
Right? That will be a great test. Thank you for the 305, Bahama. Miami, typically, that's what you see. They go on a losing streak after that, so we'll see what happens. What do I think about the Beck comment? I'm guessing you're talking about him bringing up that Lofton ran the... Let's go full screen for this. There was a comment at the podium made by Carson Beck about on that final play, the interception, and him stating that, I believe it was Lofton, correct? That ran the wrong route. And all of the articles started to pop up, and it said Carson Beck throws his teammate under the bus instead of taking responsibility for throwing an interception. Maybe it was worded poorly by Carson Beck, but at the same time, if he did in fact run the wrong route, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with calling that out and saying, yes, he ran the wrong route. Like, people have to put their big boy pants on. There's got to be some accountability. And when I'm saying, people are saying, well, yeah, we'll Beck through the pick, I get it, but there's nothing wrong also with addressing that and saying, bro ran the wrong route. Maybe there was some miscommunication or whatever happened. What I'm saying is, I don't think that he was taking that opportunity to say, you know what, man, that I threw 4 picks. If I sit here and shift the blame to Lofton on that final play, they'll only kind of look at me with the 3 picks, and it'll be a little bit less pushback from the fans. Like, Beck knew he had a shit game. He knew he played bad. I don't think that he was trying to go up there and throw Lofton under the bus. I think these guys, they seem like they get along well. They play for each other and together, and I just don't think that he would do that. Yes, we have addressed that. We've addressed that plenty of times. Yep. So I think people have to watch what he said before and what he said after that. But it's a great question by Bahama, because I'll show you. Look at this. And this is what we knew would happen. This is something that we do just have to ignore when it comes to being a Miami fan. As soon as Miami lost, it was going to be all of the articles saying the Canes are definitely not back. They set it up every single year. And that's why I'm saying I just get tired of hearing it. Why not just shut all of it down by winning the games, and we don't even have to worry about it. Put our heads down, ignore the number, win the games. But this is what I'm saying. If I Google Carson Beck right now, what's the very first article that pops up?
This is what it takes.
Carson Beck throws teammate under the bus over Miami's game-ending
We have the
interception.
best team we've had in years. I'd rather take a loss now than be 9-0 and then drop an L. Let's not overreact from getting hit in the mouth.
You could argue both sides. I see where you're coming from, Charles. Right? If you take the loss earlier, maybe you can make the adjustments and improvements and get better before it's too late, right? Versus having it happen late in the season like it typically does. So there is a potential good argument there for sure, Charles. Assuming that the team does make the adjustments, they do get better, and they win out for sure. It's exactly what I'm saying, guys. You can be pissed, and you can also say the team can get better. I think they're still going to win some games. I think they could make the playoffs. I don't know why this is so hard for people to comprehend other than people trolling me. Thank you for the 5, Charles. This is what I'm talking about, though. I don't think he was doing that. I want to make it very clear that I don't think that was his intention. I don't even think that's what he meant. But they're gonna spin this stuff like this to try to make Carson look bad. He's gonna become the bad guy now. Oh no, everybody overhyped Miami. They actually suck. Right here, Carson Beck under fire for comments after Miami's upset loss to Louisville. What do you mean? They just need to take away the interviews. If I was a player, I'd be like, you know what? No, thank you. Absolutely not. And it's why everybody has to use coach speak and player speak, and everybody complains about the generic ass answers and stuff that you get. There you go. That's why. That's why. Where are we at here? Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about what he said. NC State, talked about them. Yeah. Okay. So final 2 games there of the season. I'll be real. I'm not worried about Virginia Tech. I don't think they're going to pack that place like we would have expected them to do. They're 2-5. They fired their head coach. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I take an L there as well. I thought Virginia Tech was going to be a little more improved this season. They're not. That's definitely the other one probably most people have circled. Right? We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but Pitt for sure. For sure. What my hope would be, number one, is that Miami just dominates them anyway, so it doesn't matter. But keep in mind, they do have to play Notre Dame and then Georgia Tech before they see Miami. So they're riding this high horse. Pitt's starting to get some attention all of a sudden. They have 2 losses. They could very well lose to Notre Dame, and they could absolutely lose to Georgia Tech. They could come in either with their backs against the wall, or they could come in with their heads hanging low a little bit. I think people don't realize how hard it is, even for a national title contender, to win out with the portal and NIL. Now, also a fantastic point. I do agree with some of the statements that have been made where you've seen people say, 11-1 and 10-2 are the new big dogs. That's the new norm. You're not going to see as many undefeated teams, and I think that trend continues as long as NIL and the transfer portal is the thing. So that's a very, very good point. Very, very good point. And just know I'm not upset at anybody. I'm not personally attacking anybody here in the chat. We're just discussing it. We're just having an open conversation about it. Texas Tech lost today. This is true. Yep. It was just concerning to see a game again that Miami was the big favorite in. And to see them come out and do the thing that Miami has done for many years. Us Canes fans, no. And it was super disappointing to see because I did think that they were past that. No team is invincible. You're gonna drop some games sometimes. It is what it is. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. The other team just has the perfect game plan. It just happens. but it's still frustrating nonetheless. Still is. Let's open up the phone line for a minute. See if anybody wants to vent about the Louisville loss. You're free to speak your mind here. Open mic. And we can also discuss ACC championship game. Thoughts on that? College football playoffs. Hopes and dreams. Do you think they're crushed? Do you think there's a chance? No. The thing is, Phil, if you watched my Louisville preview video, I go over all the good things about Louisville. You just got to understand that when taking a loss, I'm living in the moment and I'm embracing the fandom, and I'm going to be very mad. I went through and I do my typical objective, breakdown. For sure. 865-229-4131 if you want to voice your opinion on this. We'll keep the calls to like 2 minutes or so. We'll keep them short. We won't be live super long tonight. I just wanted to hang out with y'all and get some more thoughts because we do seem to be a little bit split on it. As far as some people saying, I'm not even worried about it. You know what? I expected this. They'll bounce back. They'll win out the rest of the season. You have other Canes fans saying, oh, no. I've seen this many a times. Now I'm way more concerned. But we can agree, right? Hold on. We can agree that there are obviously issues that Miami needs to address, and we knew that going into the Louisville game. We knew it the week before that. We knew it the week before that. People have been screaming and complaining about Dawson's play calling, especially in the run game, for weeks, going back, heck, to last year. But, it felt like Miami was able to overcome this because they were just a more talented team. They were winning at the line of scrimmage in the trenches, were able to pound the rock, had an experienced quarterback, and when I say had, we still do. But it was it definitely reared its ugly head against a team that has a head coach that really knew how to scheme against Miami. Yeah, got to see some more creativity. But I don't think we're going to. I don't know, but if we haven't yet, why would we now? Yo, Ain't Kane, what's up?
What up, Coop? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, I guess. I'm all right. The sky is not falling. It's not the end of the world, bro.
I feel it. Wait, happy belated birthday first and foremost.
Thank you. What a terrible way to spend the day after my birthday yesterday, but we're
Right?
here. We're here,
Did you finish the cookie cake from your mom though?
Nah, I still got about half of it. I've been slacking.
Come on, man.
I know.
Smash it.
That's
You
like the
gotta smash
perfect
it.
2 a.m. snack. When you roll out of bed and you're all groggy, you only got one eye open, and you walk in the kitchen, open up that container, grab you a big old slice. Sometimes you open the fridge and use the light from it so you can see what you're doing.
Bro, it's been so long since I've had one. One of those and the Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Remember
Oh,
those?
buddy, those are good. Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna make it quick. All right, so Beck, that game was on Beck. Man, sometimes you wonder, like, how do you throw these interceptions? After watching the game, seeing so many things open, you know what I mean? Like, what are you looking at? We're definitely getting 2024 back. I thought hopefully we would get 2023.
But it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to interrupt you. Like, going into the Louisville game, he was at the top of every Heisman watch list.
Yeah.
So we were generating the hype again here. Beck looks like he's on point. And then
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and then you have a 4 or 5 interception game. And
The way I look at it is this: like 1 or 2 is definitely like normal, but I'm giving him 5. You
Yeah.
know, but 5, you know what I'm saying? And we got bailed out on that call. But 5 interceptions, like, what are you doing? I think our O-line is even before the game, I've always said this in your chat. I think it's overrated. Our O-line. I think they give it so much, all this shit. But like, where was it during FSU? And where was it during this game? I saw someone's stats or something. They said since the FSU game, we've like done like 2 point something a carry, and we haven't even hit like 63 yards or something like that.
Right.
Right. So if this is Mario ball, and I'm using my fingers, you know, and let's talk about Mario too. My girlfriend even was saying like, hey, how come the other coach is like always like yelling and screaming, and your coach just doesn't do shit?
I saw some other people mention that, saying that he maybe looked lost or confused.
He always
on
does.
The sideline.
It's not even like, look, he's a great program builder and recruiter. Coach, nah. You guys had as much time as Louisville had to do this game, and you guys didn't come up with shit. And then Dawson, look, Dawson ain't getting a head coaching job. Let me just say that. And I've always said this. Nobody's saying him to Penn State or going anywhere. I mean, maybe like some shitty school like Arkansas State. Nothing against you guys or whatever if there's Arkansas State fans, but
there's no Arkansas State
like
fans
Old
watching.
Dominion, or you know what I'm talking about. One of those schools, like in 2 or 3 years if he's good. But no, Ward bailed him out last year, and he should have took whatever he got to get that cash. But no, he's very generic. And from they were also saying, well, he said that Cristobal and Maryville are the running game people. Like they call those plays. Well, if so, what the hell are you guys doing? But yeah, I think it's cause for concern big time. I can see us already, like this year, I saw us like, maybe dropping a game or two, but he can have this one bad game. If it continues with 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions like every game, then yeah, we're just fucking around with another, TVD.
Right.
Basically.
One I get, because, a lot of people
too.
said at the end of the day, Beck officially throws 4 interceptions. You're off all game, and you still only lose by 3. And if you were expecting a loss this season, which I was one of those people who was expecting a loss, that's not a terrible loss. Again, like we didn't get blown out, still kept it close. And I said all that to say that, I mean, that's fair. That is fair. It's just, I think, again, a lot of people, it just seemed like that we got out coached in that game. And it seemed like that Miami really just wasn't fully prepared, and the penalties and stuff still being an issue. You just wanted to see some of that stuff cleaned up a bit.
Well, doesn't that happen at least one game every year though with us? You get what I'm saying? Like we always lose the game we're not supposed to lose.
Yeah, but when's it going to stop?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, because every year, last year we thought, oh, we're going to do this. We got Ward. Our defense is looking good. Then what happened? I mean, our defense looked like shit the first 2-3 drives too. And like throughout the night, some people were getting exposed. Frederick with those, covering the long ball. And our linebackers were kind of nowhere to be found. Our defensive line, nowhere to be found. It's just like, it's coaching. It's everything, man. We had a horrible game. Right. We'll see how we go against Stanford. We that should be the 14 plus 14.5 game. Because when that spread came out, I was really like, there's no way, Because Louisville's not bad. They're not bad at all. They're never bad. So I don't know where the bet people were getting the 13.5, and then when it went down to 10.5, I still don't get that. But we'll see what happens next week, and then SMU is the big test for me now.
Yeah.
So
that
you're
one
going
will be very
away
interesting.
now. Yeah, you're going away. Did they beat Clemson today?
They did, I believe, by 7. Yeah, I think they won by 7. Yeah.
So that's going to be like the test. How do you guys come back now from this shit? So if I see the same old shit next week, and if I see it and I see us get beat by SMU, it's just, season's over. if we get beat by SMU. Just another bowl game bullshit, bowl game shit.
All right, fair enough. Ains Kane, I appreciate you. Just want to get the voice of the fans, right?
Yeah.
Give you an opportunity to speak your mind on it, good or bad. So I appreciate you calling in.
Love it, bro. Hey, love you, brother.
Hey, love
Again,
you too,
happy
man.
birthday.
Appreciate you.
Take it easy.
All right, bye-bye. That's exactly what I'm looking to do, guys. I open up the phone lines and then can get some thoughts and feelings from the fans the day after, the night after. And in case there's new people, Coop's going to be a broken record tonight. I'll say it again. Really upset about the Louisville game. Can still make the college football playoffs. Gonna need help to get in the ACC championship game. I think Miami rebounds against Stanford. I still think they could go 11-1, and they're fully capable of that. But some things definitely, hopefully, can get fixed up a little bit. But it's things. Some of the things that need to have been fixed are things that have been an issue for weeks, but Miami has still been able to overcome it and come out with a W regardless. So I don't know how fixed those things are gonna be, you know. So we'll see. We'll get it open back up here. Blame the coaching. Taylor, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing after your birthday? Feeling good? Obviously, besides the Louisville loss, but you have a good birthday?
I feel older. I'll say that.
Dude, me too. Every morning you wake up, your low back, it's gone.
How old are you?
34.
Okay, boom. Yeah, I'm 36. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Like I said, every day you wake up, you got that low back pain. You got to do some stretching around, and then you got to be careful how you bend down and tie your shoes and shit. Brush your teeth, otherwise your back goes out. It's the worst, man.
I know, but yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Now,
man.
Am I overreacting to the Louisville loss for being this upset over it? Like, you can be on, you be like, yeah, Coop, take a chill pill. I can take it.
To be honest, man, like, I think the only reason why the fan base is overreacting is because one of two reasons. Number one is, obviously, we've seen this story before. We've seen it the last 2 years. Don't even want to bring up the games, but there's that reason. And then there's also this, and this is what really irritates, I think, all of us to our core, is that we had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. Now, give Louisville, like, they had time to, prepare for us as well. But come on, man. Like, we're preparing for 2 weeks, and the offensive line is still having these penalties, and all of a sudden the defense they looked a little slow to begin. Did you notice that? They didn't seem like they were warming to the ball. Now, I mean, that's Louisville getting the ball out fast, which I think we all knew. And when we were down by 14, I was like, okay, this is a little bit something. But we just all were, and plus we're getting tired of the same old run schemes. I mean, I'm looking at here and I'm like, dude, you don't have to like throw a toss every other play. But I think the part where we're seeing 3 straight screens, that's concerning.
I'm going to be honest. I think that out of all the back and forth in this stream, the 100+ people, however many people's in here, I think that's one thing that almost every single person in here can agree on.
Yeah, it's
the play calling with the run game. I think almost everybody here can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the what this guy brought up earlier was like, Rhett Lashley had his issues, but at least he knew when to stop running up the middle. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, his offense wasn't perfect, but he would know it's like, okay, the middle's not working. Let's try a little zone scheme just to keep them honest. And then, like, right towards the end of the game, we started doing some speed sweeps. It's like, dude, where was this the whole game? Like, you have to keep them off their feet. You got to keep them guessing. And honestly, I do think the offense got a bit shell-shocked. We were down by 14, so we had to abandon the run. And now Louisville was obviously, stuffing the run because they're saying, hey, look, if they're going to put, say, like 2 tight ends in, what are you going to do? You want to stack the box? Okay, and that's what they did. And I think 2 of the 4 picks, 5 picks, one was obviously, that was not roughing the passer, let's be honest. But 2 of the 4 picks that he threw, Louisville made a great play on the ball. Now the other two, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I mean, it's just frustrating because we if we want to be taken seriously, you can't lose games like this anymore, Coop. And Miami is still finding ways to do it, and I think that's probably the most frustrating of all. And also, you don't want to give the NCAA any type of ammunition to keep Miami out. We went 10-2 last year, and we missed it by one spot. And right now, we have given them more than enough ammunition. I mean, don't get me wrong. Seeing these top teams go down today, it does, kind of lighten the loss by a little bit. But
I see what you're saying. Yeah, and just like not to interrupt, but Austin says national champs lose games all the time. Last year, Ohio State lost 2 games. Get over the loss, fix mistakes, and move on. And that's the thing where most people here are not saying that Miami is out of the college football playoffs, myself included. It's just still something that, again, I fully admit that it triggers like that Canes PTSD of just being worried about it. And then some of the things that we would have liked to have seen, like I said, cleaned up for Louisville, that was still a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm admitting that I'm guilty of overreacting a little bit, but I just, again, I keep saying it. I hope you know what I mean, Taylor. Like I'm capable of looking at both sides.
Dude,
So,
100%. Like I was, I mean,
it's the argument.
Game, I was legit. I was slowly starting to see exactly that the upset was about to happen, and like that's bad when you know Jeff Baum's track record of doing that.
Yeah.
You start seeing the early signs. You know something's going down. Man, I knew that was happening right out of the third quarter. I was like, oh, my God, is this actually going to happen?
I hate whenever I'll be like, man, it's unacceptable to lose to Louisville. And then someone types a comment and says, I can't believe you think that the Canes won't win a national championship this year. I didn't say – I said it's unacceptable to lose to Louisville. It's kind of like the whole, you say that you prefer – yeah, I like pancakes, so that means that you hate waffles, but you never even mentioned waffles type argument.
It's a straw man argument, man. It doesn't make any sense. But here's the thing. I got 2 more things I want to ask you. Like, number one, whenever you're rooting for Miami to win, are you expecting a national championship or are you expecting an ACC title game and you'll call it quits for the season?
Wait. What's the question?
When you are rooting for Miami, are you rooting for them to get to the playoff and win a national championship, or are you rooting for them to win the AC championship and leave it at that?
Oh, like as in I can only have one of those.
There is no playoff.
Like I can only have one of them?
Yeah, I mean, like if you were like, which one are you striving for?
Oh, I mean, national championship.
Exactly.
As much as I want to see them go to the ACC championship game, I mean, the natty is the goal.
Yeah, that should be the goal. But the ACC is a side quest that you can get while trying to get to the natty.
Right. They can go to the playoffs without going to the
title ones. It's like, dude, I have bigger aspirations than that. Is the ACC championship a win a cool thing to have? Sure, but if you're asking, do you want something more and you can still get there and you just miss out on the ACC championship, which is still a thing, Miami could easily win out and they're going to get in the playoffs.
That's true.
Let's be honest.
That is true.
So, yeah. And do you see Dawson, I got to be honest, man, I was for real, trying my best to not really say anything about him because I've been kind of he's okay, he's cool.
Go ahead.
But after this one, man, I can't defend him anymore, man. I mean, did you see him being leaving after this season? And honestly, I really don't care if you would or not. To be honest, I'm tired of this scheme that we're actually doing. But I don't know. Do you see any coaching changes coming within the next year or two?
Yeah, and I mean, some of it is I just think coaches are moving around all over the place all the time in today's times. But I said that, and a couple people can back me up. I've said that I think Dawson leaves after this season. I said that, I don't know, a month ago, then 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Now, I think it's that he takes a head coaching job potentially at a slightly lesser program.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and so all the games remaining, which game, I mean, you can be brutally honest, Coop, which game scares you the most that we got to play that's left on the schedule?
Pitt,
Pitt?
100%.
Man, I kind of got to agree with you, but to be honest, dude, I said it was SMU like earlier, then I kind of dismissed it. Dude, after seeing how our corners were getting cooked by crossing routes, I think SMU can really abuse our defense if we're not careful.
SMU is number 2 for me, for sure. Yep.
But are they beatable? Yeah, they're very beatable. Their defense is not that great. Then again, Clemson, I mean, they gave them some work, but like I said, Clemson's not that good. But yeah, man, I think we're going to be okay. I mean, can we still get an ACC championship game? Sure. Should we be wanting that and just missing out on the playoff? Absolutely not. But I mean, if it's a consolation prize, sure. But let's just focus on the playoff. That's the goal now. Focus on the next game, get in the playoff. If we get an ACC, cool. If we don't, we're in the playoff. We're fine.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler, I appreciate the insight from your point of view there. And well, hey, it's time starting tomorrow. We'll start the Stanford stuff.
Yep, Stanford week. Let's get it.
There we go. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, bud.
All right, bye-bye. And see, same thing. Taylor said it really well right there at the end. I do think Miami is going to be okay. We're nitpicking. I'm upset. It's the day after a loss. I do this every year. Anytime that we lose a game, Coop, you're the level-headed one. Coop, you're the one who... I still don't like losing. Losing never feels good. That's what you get, Coop. I'm going to tell you what. I cannot believe, bro, how many Florida fans and Florida State fans have been running their mouths on social media, though, after this. I think it's so funny. I'm like, that just seems that we told y'all Miami's a bunch of frauds. Miami's actually trash. And I'm like, bro, but you lost to us. So what's the end goal here? If you just want to, if you just want to troll and be like, ha ha, y'all lost, I get it. But yeah, I love you, bro. I love the banter back and forth. I love it, love it, love it. You think okay? Well, have they kicked off yet? Florida State's got a game tonight. You know, they got to play the big bad Stanford, the tree. Okay, I don't think they've kicked off yet. I appreciate you, man. Always more than welcome to come in here and rep your squad. You're a Louisville fan. I got respect for you in here in a hostile environment. Appreciate you, bro. So you got to know some of it's just I'm just upset. I didn't think Miami was going to go undefeated or anything. Would have been cool if they did. But, again, just a lot of the things that continue to pop up and be a problem, it just really got under my skin. And I'm trying to think about the future. I'm trying to think about some of these upcoming games and how it could affect it if those things aren't cleaned up. And I don't play any part in trying to fix those things. I just have to hope that they get it addressed and it's taken care of. Do I think Beck all of a sudden falls into some sort of slump and then now he's throwing 4 picks a game and the fan base wants him benched? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. I am kind of pissed we didn't just run the ball there when we were down, especially with the way that they managed the clock with the timeouts. I thought it would have been better to actually go ahead and use one of those timeouts since we had 3 and maybe dial up a good play. And then you still had 2 in your back pocket if you were playing for the win versus the field goal. But
I know how you feel about netting AL, but issues get dismissed in a W. Good thing it's early.
Yeah. Issues get dismissed in a W. I mean, I see what you're saying. I get so sick and tired. Saying that you needed to lose always just feels like an excuse. I see the counter argument. You know what I mean? I do. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the big 5. So I'm capable of seeing both sides. putting myself in someone else's shoes. Phone line's up and back up if anybody wants to call in. Talk about the Louisville game or thoughts on CFP chances, ACC championship, any of that. We'll just be live for maybe another 15, 20 minutes. Not a long stream tonight. Wanted to hang out with you. Looks like I've got Get Some 305. Is that right?
Yeah.
Heck
What's
yeah,
up, Coop?
cool. Just wanted to make sure. I'm chilling, bro. Trying to get through this. I keep telling people this is my therapy. Some people were leaving comments on my walking and venting, and they said, "Bro, you need to find yourself a therapist ASAP." And I said, "I'm here. That's what y'all are." You know?
Nah, man, we're all hurting right now. That's a tough loss, honestly. I feel like that we needed it. It's BS, man. We didn't need it, but like I think this showed us that we could be touched, and it's gonna be what you call it. It's not gonna be an easy task to get through. Some of SMU kind of spooks me, and Pitt is gonna be a tough team.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things, like we said, most Canes fans did have one or two losses, but still in the back of your head, you're like, but could we just go ahead and just go undefeated? You know, you start to go on a roll, you take down some teams and stuff. You know, Miami seems like they're playing pretty well overall, doing enough to get the job done. And, you know, then you kind of start to, okay, maybe we can win them all. Maybe we're not going to drop any games this season. And then, bam! So it kind of just blindsides you a little bit, you know.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know. I feel like, shoot, we have a couple games coming up that might. My bad.
All right, you're back.
Was gonna say, yeah, I feel like we have a couple games coming up that are gonna be kind of tough. But I mean, shoot, I don't know how we played with that offensive line and that run game. I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
It's just Braun made it look so simple because I felt like our D line was unstoppable, and then Braun is like, "Watch this. We're gonna have Miller Moss just get the ball out quickly to our athletes, and guys are running all over the place." You know, only sacked Moss one time. That was a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, that run game was atrocious. I think that, like, all right, he got Carson Beck got 2 balls tipped for INTs.
Yeah.
And, like, at a certain point, you can't blame him for those. They're just like, you know, it just happened. But that run game didn't help him at all. They didn't give him a break. So he was kind of forced to throw in some situations because they're just running it up the gut and it wasn't doing nothing.
And I was really upset with the tackling after seeing how we handled guys like Love at Notre Dame early in the season, and then to turn around and have Isaac Brown pop off like that, missing, you know, what was it, 27, 28 tackles in that game?
That's another thing. We had like 2 dropped INTs and a bunch of missed tackles. That was crazy. You just mentioned that right now. The tackling was like if Manny Diaz was coaching again.
Oh, buddy, don't mention that name. Whoo!
I was like, man.
Yeah, well, see, I mean, someone says getting the ball out quick is how you beat an aggressive D-line, period. Average person knows. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Why wasn't everybody else doing it as well as they did?
Yeah, but we got to expect that from every team coming up. They're going to, that's, what do you call it? SMU is going to run that all day.
Yeah.
They're going to get the ball out as fast as they can.
Yeah, Rhett Lashley's going to cook up something special. You know it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, man, if they play like that, we're going to have a tough road.
Yep. Again, I'm not, like, are you panicking, though? I'm not panicking. I'm just mad about that Louisville game specifically. But as far as hitting the panic button, no, I'm not completely freaking out. Nah.
No, not panicking, but like I do see the signs of like some chinks in the armor, you know, and we gotta be real and like say I've seen it. Like you'll see it in spurts, like at the end of the FSU game. You'll see it at the beginning at the first drive of the Florida game. You saw a little bit of it, right? You see like a little bit of the panic, and then they'll settle in and they start locking in. But the whole game,
You know, and that didn't help, given there was such an emphasis on the poor fourth quarter against Florida State, and then we go into the first quarter of the next game against Louisville, and we go down 14-0. So, you know, that kind of made it, I'll just be honest, that made it a little bit worse. Like, we didn't have a strong finish against Florida State. Then you start out going down against Louisville. It didn't feel good.
yeah. I mean, I just hope like right now that they're running some sprints and they're doing tackling drills.
Hey, you know what hey, Mario needs to take something out of my book from the virtual season, right? Make those guys listen to Justin Bieber on repeat while they're running, you know, laps around. You know,
Right.
hey, they won't mess up again, let me tell you.
100%.
All right, bro. Get some 305. I appreciate you calling into the show tonight.
Later, bro.
Have a good one. And then 3 days, you know, whew. Now, before we open the phone line back up here, look, I actually need to do this. I would have been doing this whether I was live or not. I got to give a shout out to Sleeper sponsoring the stream and powering the phone lines tonight. The #1 sports app, my go-to sports app. And I'm actually going to enter a picks contest here for the NFL games tomorrow. I'm going to put in a quick set of touchdown picks for tomorrow. And I figure why not just do it live so you guys can see my picks. We're on a win streak. All right. We've won 2 in a row. And I'll show you how quick and easy it is. This will not take long at all. I'm going to take Kyron Williams for a touchdown, running back for the Rams. I am going to take... Let's back up. Let's actually go to the Cowboys. Cowboys, I'm taking Javonte Williams. I'm also going to take... Man, everybody in the country is on him. But I'm looking for... Where the Colts at? Here we go. I'm going to do it. Call me crazy, but I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor for a touchdown. And this is the one that I did need... I did want feedback on. Am I taking Scatterboo or am I taking J.K. Dobbins? If I look at Scatterboo, we want to look at touchdowns here. Scatterboo had 3 in his last game. I know he's been popping off. He's the talk of the town right now. J.K. Dobbins, if you look at his graph, last time after he didn't get one, he got one. Dobbins or Scatterboo? The Giants are kind of on fire right now, aren't they? Scatterboo's getting a ton of carries, bro. I feel like he's just the guy right now. He's the man. He's popping off. You guys think Dobbins, though? Scat man? You know what? I'm going to take Scatterboo. This man's playing out of his mind right now. Forget it. I'm taking Scatterboo. Maybe I am a little bit crazy. We went all running backs. We're going to go all running backs on this play. I'm just going to throw 10 on it. We'll keep it at that. 10 to 61.50. I'm going to lock it in. 4 touchdowns for NFL Sunday tomorrow. Taylor, Scatterboo, Williams, the double Williams play there. Shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring the stream. Use code word COOP. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. So that's a 100% deposit match. And also, if you download it right now, you get $20 for free. No deposit required. Appreciate you, Sleeper. I'm not kidding. I put in some touchdown picks for NFL Sunday every single week. I would have been doing that either way. So I just wanted to go ahead and pull it up so that way you guys could see the picks. You could track it. Maybe put them in if you're feeling ballsy. Wanted to follow them. So we're locked in. Phone lines open back up. BYU was losing. Phone line is open back up here. Feel free to vent. They are down. 14-10. I'd been asking for chaos, but I was very clear when I put that out into the universe that I did not want it to be chaos with Miami. All right, looks like we got a 407 tonight. Who we got?
Hey, I'm Enza. I've never really called in on here before, but I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I was just, this Louisville loss, I'm not going to lie, it kind of crushed me.
Got to you.
I'm not hitting the panic button, but I don't know. I mean, I thought this team was different. I'm going to be honest with you, Coop. I mean,
That's
I think
fair.
we all kind of thought that a little bit. I mean, from what I was seeing, we were like, we could compete with anybody.
Yeah, I understand everybody's like, okay, but Coop, you got to think about Jeff Brom and you downplayed Miller Moss and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm kind of with you. I was like, I was getting the vibe that this team was different this year.
Exactly. And I'm tired of seeing us we have NFL caliber talent, and it's like we're doing the same thing every year. I mean, this is like, it's the same formula every year. It's like when we get to October, we lose to some random ACC team, whether it be Georgia Tech or Louisville or whoever. And I don't know. And I can't tell if it's on the coaching or if it's a Carson Beck problem. Like, Shannon Dawson wasn't calling good plays last night. I mean, we were being conservative. That's just plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 100% got to be both. I think if you want to point the finger, I think you got to point it at both. And Carson Beck did not play a great game. Absolutely not. Yeah. That would have been, God, I'm not even going to say what I was about to say because it's too obvious. He did not play a great game.
Yeah. And I don't know. I love Mario Cristobal, but he's constantly preaching about his culture and, acting like a tough guy. I love him. He's a great coach. But, 9 penalties, and almost all of them were on the offensive line, specifically with Francis Mauigoa having those false starts or whatever. That's ridiculous. And, it feels like Wait, what's up?
Now, I was just going to say it's an interesting spot we find ourselves in, right? Because we say this all the time, 5 wins, 7 wins, 10 wins. We're 5-1 right now, not saying it's going to happen, but 11-1 could still be a possibility. College football playoffs still on the table. I think it's just as Miami has continued to get better each year under Cristobal, and they're also spending the money and they're bringing in the big time star players through the portal. Plus, you're seeing some development of some guys. You build up the offensive line. The expectations are continuing to grow. And then again, that's what I'm saying. You don't expect to lose a game to a team like Louisville. When you had a bye week, you had extra time to prepare. You feel like you should beat those teams. But it is just funny because, again, then like we say, we're getting upset, but then at the same time, I'm like, it is still possible this season could be so much more than what last year was. It still really could be.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying not to panic right now. I'm still fresh off of that loss, so I'm probably going to sound like a doom and gloomer. But, there's still plenty of the season to play. And, I don't think Carson Beck's a bad quarterback. I just think, I don't know, I just don't know if we can play from behind a lead. And that's the thing that worries me a little bit. Like what you were saying right after the loss is like, if we get to where we're like playing from behind, I think that's when we're going to be cooked.
Yeah, now that definitely did scar me. We talked about that as soon as we went down 14. We were like, uh-oh. We talked about it leading up to the game. We said we can't get from behind because then Miami can't play Miami football, the way, because we're not going to win in a shootout. We like to run the football. And you're right. If we go down in another game, let's say we play SMU and Rhett Lashley's dialing up all this crazy stuff and trickery, and we go down in that one, I will be panicking a little bit in that watch party for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel you, really, like you said, you don't want to panic, and you're not panicking. But we're fresh off a Louisville loss, and it just doesn't feel great.
Yeah, really makes you think what Cam Ward would do with this team. Because, I mean, the defense is, even though we can complain all we want, the defense is improved. I understand O.J. Frederick was getting fried by Chris Bell or whatever his name is, but the defense is improved. Man, Cam Ward, we would have been like, I don't know, we would have just been chopping people up.
Yeah,
But,
you know, maybe in a different world, different universe, different timeline.
yeah, I'm saying, yeah, it's so easy to just fall into these, you know, what ifs and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
But anyway, all right, I'll see you.
Hey, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you calling in, giving your thoughts on it. Like we said, it's open mic, so we got some people who are panicking a bit, some others that are chilling. So I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Appreciate it.
All right, peace. And I think overall that most people are on the same page. Some people just grab onto the Louisville panic, and they think that now some of the fans, myself included, believe the season's in the dumps, and it's not that. I really wanted to continue to win, guys. I did. I'm just saying. Let's open back up. You think I made the right call, Randy, with Scataboo? What's the call-in number? Right there on the left-hand side of your screen, 865-229-4131. Just looking to hear from the fans, thoughts and stuff, giving people an opportunity to voice their concerns or whatever they want to say. Whatever they want to say. Bryce, my man, what's up?
What's up, Coop?
Yeah, hanging out and hanging in there.
I feel you. By the way, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. It was awesome, man. So many people around here. You can tell it's family vibes because people, Tropical called and sang happy birthday. People are sending birthday wishes and stuff. Tucci sent me an email. He's sending me some kind of, I didn't see what it was yet, but he sent me some stuff in the past, some food items and things, hooking me up. So it means a lot.
Nice.
You thought that game was an easy win, Coop? Yeah, I did. I felt it. Bro, Bryce, I took Miami to win by 17. How dumb am I?
Go
ahead, say it. Coop, you're an idiot. Go ahead, Bryce. It will not hurt my feelings.
Okay, so before playing the game, obviously, because obviously I'm pretty sure everybody's talked about this, including you. I mean, before playing Louisville this past Friday, look at when they were playing against Virginia. Look at what Virginia did to them. Virginia had more sacks against Miller Moss. And again, I'm not saying, yes, I understand Virginia right now is sitting at 6-1. And and honestly, who would have thought Virginia would be 6-1 right now? But
yeah, maybe that extra bye week for Louisville maybe really bit us in the butt. Gave them a lot of time to watch film and put together the perfect game plan.
Yeah, I mean, again, but also we talked about this. Look at how our schedule is, dude. We play four non-conference games to start off the season. We get a bye. We get on the bye week. We play Florida State, and then on another bye week. And now we already got done with one game. Now we got 6 games left to play. So, but getting off the bye week and getting ready to play Louisville, you got to play 7 straight games after that. And it's funny how how some people were talking about the Florida State game, and we dominated all first three quarters, and then by the fourth quarter, we really let our foot off the gas and we started getting conservative, and guys were playing off the ball, and it's like something's not sitting well here. And I was talking to my father, because me and my dad, we go to the games. We pretty much go to every game, and because we're season ticket holders. And I was telling him, I was like, I'm telling you right now, it's the way that we looked at the end of that Florida State game, something's not sitting well with me. And granted, I mean, I commented on your one of your videos that you posted today. I think it was your
The
I don't know if it
venting?
was your walking. I don't know if it was the venting or the instant reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, first of all, you got to give credit to Louisville and Jeff Brom.
Frick
there's
Jeff
a
Brom.
reason why. I mean, yeah, realistically, yes. But again, give credit to where credit's due. That dude prepared his team better than we did. So that should tell you a lot. But man, it's kind of crazy. You go and watch the Florida State game. Beck throws 4 touchdowns. This game he throws four or what should have been 5 interceptions. And you could point the finger to pretty much the players. You could point at the back. You could put look. At the end of the day, this is a team sport. And everybody's to blame here. And it is kind of frustrating because as Miami fans, we've been through this. Every time we get off the bye week, we're not prepared. And, towards the end there, Keontae Scott gets that forced fumble. We're thinking, okay, there's a chance. There's a chance we could probably potentially, come back and tie this game up or win it. Now, realistically, I was in the same boat as you. Screw going for the overtime. You want to go win it because throughout the whole night, as I was watching the game, I was like, we can't stop them.
Yeah, I felt like if we went to OT, we were going to lose.
I mean, all it was, they were running the same play, running on the outside side without Isaac Brown, leaving the middle of the field wide open. And
yeah, I thought we were going to use a couple of those timeouts when we got closer and dial up some special plays, And if it came down to it, we got one in our pocket. Like, you don't want to get too greedy. We ended up throwing a pick, so it didn't work out anyways. But
no. I mean, but honestly, bro, I mean, again, the time management with Mario is just still a head scratcher to this day, dude. I don't get it. But at that point, you got 40, 36 seconds, however much time you got. And I understand we weren't really running the ball that well. But I mean, at that point, I'm thinking to myself, like, how comfortable are you really going to be here to let Carson throw the ball? He's already got 4 interceptions.
Right.
At this point, I would feel like, if you want to save your timeouts, okay, run the ball on the outside, pretty much what Louisville's been doing, but your offensive line needs to get out there and block for your running back to get out of the end zone to save that time. I mean, and we were even in field goal range, dude. So it's like maybe you could have taken a shot, but I mean, there's so many what ifs in the game, But overall, man, I mean, I came walking out of the stadium, obviously frustrated and disappointed, but I was like, because I was talking to other fans and I was talking to my father and a friend of mine. Yeah.
I feel you, man. It's rough. Well, Bryce, I appreciate you calling in and giving some thoughts on the Louisville game. I think most people agree that we feel confident in a bounce back against Stanford, though. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we'll break it down, talk about it this coming up week. But still very tough. Didn't want to drop a game in October because I'll still be concerned about the November games just the same as I was before. And I have Miami dropping one. So, that's a personal thing with me where I'm worried about late November. And then we already dropped one earlier than I had anticipated. So that's a little concerning for me specifically. But Bryce, I appreciate you. Thank you for always hanging around. I see the comments and stuff on the videos, and appreciate you calling in tonight.
Of course, man. I'm going.
All right, peace. And it did crack me, Taylor. That comment does crack me up because you're not wrong. Those that are mad we threw on the last drive instead of running the ball are the same ones that would say we need to be more aggressive, can't please everybody. Bingo. Right. I wanted them to just do whatever worked and whatever won us the game. You know what I'm saying, Taylor? Everything looks good when it works. It's just when it doesn't. Gosh darn it. When it doesn't work. Why isn't Emery playing? He deserves to be the starter. I don't think that's true at all. No, and I'm not hating on Emery. Then I feel like are there actual people here that think Emery should, it's obviously not an option because we paid Carson Beck the money. He's the big name transfer. I'm just saying, you're not the first person to say, I want Emery to start instead of Carson Beck before he's had the 4 interception game. There are people that have been saying that. Yes, we've been live. I've seen plenty of people say that. Who did I anticipate losing to? Now, you got to keep in mind, KB, just as a disclaimer, this was 3 weeks before any football was played. I originally had it being SMU, and then I had changed it to Virginia Tech. Now that some more football has been played, I would lean more towards potentially Pitt upsetting Miami late in the season. You know how it is, the off-season stuff, it's very hard to... I didn't think Virginia Tech was going to fire their head coach. I didn't think they were going to be trash, but they are. Would I still say them? No, but I got to stick with it because it was before, I'm just really shocked. There were a lot of people before that were saying, hey, you got to put Emery in. It's Emery time. And I'm not hating on the dude. You trying to get in straight Street 6? We'll take maybe one more. We'll probably call it a night tonight. I just wanted to get a little more off my chest, and I wanted to read the room, get the vibes from you guys. But you're telling me that you would actually, if the option was there, we'll play hypothetical for a second. If the option was there to put Carson Beck on the bench and play Emery Williams, you would do that. I mean, I feel like a loser when Miami loses games, yeah. I feel like a loser. Good to see you, Kendrick. There are people that do think that, yeah. And they're allowed to have their opinion. I just, that kind of shocks me a little bit. Oh, I know. I've had them comment and DM me. Yeah. Absolutely. There he is, Mr. Straight Street 6. Hello?
Can you hear me?
We got him. Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. How are you, bro?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
All things considered, I'm all right. If my biggest complaint is that my favorite football team lost a game, then as pissed as I am, I think I'm doing okay.
Oh yeah. But mate, same here as far as that goes. 24 hours sitting on it. I'm now coming to more of an upset that we as fans took the poison. Because everybody wanted to say that Louisville was an upset game when Louisville wasn't even getting the recognition they should have been getting. So we all said, we should win this when we really should have been looking at it like they're a top 20 team and treating it like a top 20 game. But
and I'm guilty of it.
Caught off guard.
I don't run. I don't hide. I'm guilty of it.
So that's kind of why I think we're all upset too, is because we all took the bait when we know we should be arguing for the ACC period. Because if we really want to get into it now, Louisville goes undefeated, Miami goes undefeated, Georgia Tech goes undefeated, and UVA goes undefeated. You're talking about 4 teams that are undefeated or 1 loss, and great chance only 2 of them get into the playoff. So we're going to be sitting right outside probably again, even if we're 11-1, just because we won't go to the championship game.
Yeah, like playoffs is what matters. The CFP is most important, but I'll tell you something. Boy, it'll be a rough night if I have to watch Georgia Tech and Virginia in the ACC championship game.
Well, we all need to get that perspective right now because it's very well possible. Because, like I say, even Louisville goes undefeated. They could be sitting like we are, right outside of it, and not going nowhere, not even getting to see the playoff.
Yeah, Virginia
all
Virginia beat
because of
Louisville.
how we get ranked.
To where the U on the side of your helmet.
Feel better co-op.
Thank you, Robert.
That's just like we all need to grab that right now as fans. This is the perspective of college football. 1 loss with the ACC still isn't good enough because there's a good chance 2 and 3 loss SEC teams will get in before us. So we just got to win and see where it ends up.
Are you hitting the panic button?
No. I'm just telling people we need to have perspective. Like we already were hyped up thinking we can go undefeated when we got to look at games for what they are. Louisville's a good team. SMU's a decent team. Pitt's looking like a good team. Like we need to recognize that we got good teams. Don't let the media downplay all these teams out of rank, unranked teams. Like they argue for the SEC when they got 10 in the top 25 and they all beating up on each other. Well, we need to have the perspective that we got top 5 ACC teams that should be in the top 25, all of them, and we got some tough games, and we can go win out and still be looking outside.
I hope not.
Yeah. But as far as the game goes, my biggest critique is penalties because
fair.
The 4 interceptions, like everybody wants to say, oh, what would Cam Ward do? If he'd have thrown a pick at any point, there's a great chance that the other team scores. Our team stopped all of those. So, yeah, Carson Beck did bad, but our defense played out and held it off. We lost through penalties. We gave up almost 100 yards in penalties. Like the trick plays, like as far as fundamentals go, we played good. Even with offense, we played good. Even though they stopped our run game, we found a way to score when we needed to. And our defense stopped them when we messed up. But the penalties changed momentum so many times.
Yeah, I hated that penalty on Malinois early in the game. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh, boy, here we go.
Yep. I mean, even the one for the kickoff, like Tony may not have ran it all the way, but he would have got us in good position.
I know. I hate it because
every flag and every position changed that game for us.
I've watched that over and over again, and I understand the argument, right? And people got to remember in the heat of the moment, I'm like, oh, heck no. Because we've all seen it, right? He's kind of like this.
It did not look like he called fair catch.
To me, the thing is...
It was more like he was telling people to clear out, if anything.
I didn't even think it was that. Personally, I felt like he was just kind of navigating around and just watching the ball, and he was just kind of moving his arms around a little bit. But that's just my personal take. The problem is, if you do make... I was talking about over the shoulder or over the head or what, we can bring out specific rules and stuff.
Now if it's full extension of arm,
yeah,
they're calling it. Like, if you extend your arm any way up or sideways.
Any kind of motion like this, the ref is like, oh, fair catch. But still, in my opinion, I don't really think, I don't think he did call fair catch. Obviously, it's that same thing again. There were a bunch of people on Twitter saying, yeah, it was him trying to cheat because he was trying to confuse Louisville to make them think he signaled a fair catch.
Well, no,
why would look
until
at
he got through the gap, and then the whistle was blowing. Like everybody was still playing like he was trying to get him. So,
look at Malachi Tony's reaction, right? I think that says it all. He
the whole field reacted like he was just grabbing the ball.
He was like, "What just happened?" No, I was not saying fair catch.
Yeah.
And again, if you go back and play it, it just looks like he's kind of doing like this, Like he's trying to catch the ball, and his arm just kind of went out like this. I mean, how is bro? Look, are you trying to field a punt like this? You have to just put your arms at your side, like. So I know we know it doesn't matter because the game's over, and we lost. But that pissed me off though.
This one thing, I'm just talking about in general penalties. Like if you look at the end of the FSU game and then this one, we went 150 plus yards in penalties in like 5 quarters. Like that's rough.
Yeah.
And we need to do better as far as that goes, because that's what killed everything as far as offensive side. All the pre-snap penalties killed us on drives. Defensive penalties, special team penalties, like we've had penalties all across the board. It's not just one side. It is momentum killers on every aspect. We got 3 and 3rd and 2s on offense going to 3rd and 7s. We got short yards for 3rd down on defense, and then we make a bonehead mistake and give them 1st down on PIs or personal fouls and stuff. So it's just we've got to do better as far as, especially with the captains, because it's been captains that have been doing this too. So it's like leadership is the one causing some issues, and
yeah,
that's just disappointing in my eyes. Like penalties are the biggest glaring issue because our players are playing right. Like when you take the penalties out and you stop giving all these yards, we wouldn't have lost, or we wouldn't have barely won against FSU. And this game right here would have been a lot closer, and we probably could have won because, like I said, there was a few drives that looked good, and then we just shot ourselves in the toes, 3rd and 2s. And then
it's still crazy, man. And it's not me. Miami lost straight up. But it is wild to look at those.
I come back with the perspective of Louisville's a good team.
Yeah.
Like, we got to remember, like, their defensive line is right underneath our line or just over our line. The defensive ends are strong.
It's just crazy to think we gave them the ball 4 times and we still only lost by 3.
Yeah, like I said, this is a good loss as far as everybody wants to look at it because the media has downplayed Louisville. The media is downplaying the ACC. They don't want to have more than 3 really in the top 25. Like, I feel like we'll be right. Like, here's the whole perspective too is now we got to go below Bama, who lost to FSU, blown out, while we got a close loss to an unranked Louisville. Like, we're starting to get to the whole hairs and stuff in the rankings, which I don't want to do right now. It's what sucks about losing, but you're going to sit here and have people argue who should be in, who should be out versus conferences, and it's just because of how they rank people, that's their argument.
You know what? I'm just kind of coming to the realization. I think what I was a bit guilty of, I don't know that I gave Pitt and Virginia enough credit. You know, I focused on saying,
what I'm saying. Nobody's giving the ACC the credit. It's only like they're downplaying Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech should have been top 10 for at least 2 weeks now, in my opinion. And now they might finally get in because a few teams lost in front of them. Like, there should have been more recognition with these ACC teams. Because now we all took the bait thinking that Louisville, we got to beat them. They ain't shit.
That's what I did.
They're fairly good, especially on defense.
Word for word, I said they finally played 2 decent teams, Pitt and Virginia, and they split them. When you look at it, Virginia's scoring a lot of points and they lost to them, but they took it to OT. It's just, I don't know. You're right. I mean, I did not give Louisville enough credit.
We took the rat poison as far as saying we're not taking the recognition. Like, if we would have recognized Louisville as a good team coming in and said F the AP, we know they should be in the top 25, then this loss would have been a lot easier for all of us because we'd have been like, shit. Well, it was a good team. Like, we stumped our toes so many times, but had a chance in the end and still lost to a good team. But we're all thinking, no, we should beat them. We should beat them. We took that poison. We took that, all this slang that they got for it. Then we are now so upset because we should have won. And yes, we should have won. We blew all our toes off, but still had a chance.
And Braum gave them such an edge because he's
a good coach. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't even get recognition as far as good coaches.
Man, well.
So that's what I say. Our biggest thing is we took the rat poison on downplaying Louisville, as fans. And as far as the team goes and the game goes, penalties, penalties, penalties. We fix that. We got a fighting chance in every game, even if we are messing up as a team on making mistakes, because we can rectify that in gameplay. But when it comes to pre-snap, post-snap penalties and stuff, we just, like, it was surprising when I saw Tony. Like, I didn't think it was too egregious, but he did drive the guy down,
right,
and force the penalty. And it's like, come on, Tony, this you're one guy we don't need to have penalties. Like, you are a key player right now, and the last thing we need is for you. Maui Noah doing the same. Like, we had so many disappointing penalties that just took everything out of us.
Well said. I don't have any argument here. I'm in complete agreement with you. Straight six.
All right, I'm glad I got in. I ain't trying to hold you up no more, but go Canes, and we'll see you next week.
On to the next one. That's what the reality is. It's what we got to do. Next game.
Yep.
All right, straight street 6.
Right,
I
man.
appreciate you, bro.
Later.
All right, thanks. I mean, it's true. Got to pick it back up. Got to play Stanford Saturday. Thank goodness. A Saturday game. Woo! We played like dog crap. Good to see you, Rocky. Yep. Again, guys, this is exactly what I needed. That's right. You got a lot of smart people in here, some different perspectives and opinions and stuff, but it's always fun to break it down and talk about it a little bit. Lakers, I'll get you in next time. My apologies. We were doing like quick hit. Just take a couple phone calls and get out of here. Just wanted to hear from the people for a bit. We'll try to get you in here at some point. My apologies. Still mad. Still shouldn't have lost the game. But the reality is Miami did. Got to get ready for Stanford. 5-1. I'll say the same thing I've said the entire stream. It's not the end of the world, but you just got to understand that from my perspective, I was so worried about those November games that it really shocked me to drop one here in October against Louisville, a team that I felt like Miami was better than overall. So it just kind of freaked me out a little bit, right? It did. And no matter what, I don't like losing. I don't care who it's to. Heck, if he would have dropped that first game to Notre Dame, I'd have been pissed. I never liked losing. But college football playoffs is still a real possibility, and we just got to see what happens in the ACC. Stanford, Florida State's tied up 3-3, by the way. I'll definitely be watching that as soon as we end this stream here. I am Battlefield, owning the board with the big 1999. Thank you, my friend. Robin B showing us some love tonight. Joe Companion, Charles Bahama SC, my good friend Tucci, J-Dub, also, and Big Boy, becoming a Canes fan member. Thank y'all for hanging out tonight. Thankfully, it was weird, right? I wasn't able to do a final thoughts video. The walking and venting went up on a Saturday, which I know felt
Told
weird.
you my jackets would take care of old Manny.
Did it?
Canes King has a CC Pody locked up. Roll bees roll. 7-0.
I'm so mad not to make this about sports betting or Money King season, but you were in here when I said, I can't believe that Georgia Tech is an underdog. I'm back up the Brinks truck, put the mortgage on it, and I got busy and I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Instead, I had some pick that I had put together from the day before or something, and I freaking put South Carolina to keep that game within 14 points. Coop had a bad week, all right? Coop had a bad week when it comes to predictions and football stuff. We're going to have to hit the reset button and do better this week. King Season, thank you for the 5. I can man up and admit it. You're right, though. Have no business losing a game. I agree. But I do think that the Canes will bounce back against Stanford, but I'm not going to make any predictions right now. We got to dive into it, preview the game, take a look at it. But I was way off on the Louisville game for sure. I had the Canes winning by 17. They lose by 3. I was way, 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 way off on that game. I downplayed the effect of Jeff Brom game planning for the Canes. Even if they got the ball out quick, I still thought that they were going to be able to get to Miller Moss a few times. Couldn't make it happen. Underestimated Bell. That guy's a great wide receiver. And we gave credit to their defense. I said they had a stout defense, but I did not think they were going to shut down Miami's run game like they did. Some of that's freaking Dawson. Gosh dang it. No way would I have saw Beck throwing 4 picks, even if we were down. So I was just off all around. AP poll reaction, we'll do it tomorrow, but it'll probably go up in the evening because we're going to try to be live. No guarantees. We're going to try to be live for Titans Patriots. We'll see. Their first game without Brian Callahan leading the way as the head coach. If you don't see me for the Titans game for some reason, then I'll do AP poll react as soon as it comes out. We'll see where the Canes land. Can't drink the Kool-Aid. And maybe I was guilty of that in the back of my mind. I might have been. Then maybe I was, and I just didn't realize it. I try to be objective and stuff, but maybe I sipped some Kool-Aid. I'm human, Maybe I did. Love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow for something. Either way. We'll get through it.
This is what it takes.
I'll be just as hyped for Stanford.
On the side of your helmet.
Lose by 3 PTS and Beck throws 4 picks. I don't like blaming one guy, but yeah, man. Not even a bad loss though, in all honesty.
Yeah, we talked about tonight how we gave up the ball 4 times and the defense stopped them all 4 times that it was a turnover and still only lost by 3. But I just don't want to sound like, I'm coping here and, we lost. At the end of the day, we took an L. That's unacceptable. Can't happen. Let's win out. You just didn't want to lose, Judge. I did not want to lose. Yeah, I did not want to lose. But I will close on saying this. Don't think that I won't predict a loss if I think Miami is going to lose. Some of you that have been around here for a long time, some heat that I've had come my way because if I think Miami is going to lose, I'll predict them to lose. I'm not afraid to do it. I've done it before. But I didn't think they would lose to Louisville. I didn't. I'll see y'all tomorrow.